Internal Revenue Service IRS tax news. Taxpayer alert as holidays tax season approach. Watch out for scams. Protect financial information. National Tax Security Awareness Week Day 1 highlights important tips. But first, an attempt at a joke. I apologize in advance. Yesterday, a reporter asked the president about inflation. He got angry and said, "I will not deal with these nonsense rumors about inflation until after I have had my $50 cup of coffee. Although I have noticed an increased price at the pump while fueling up my jet, but I don't have to pay for it, so who cares? Plus, I released like a full 2 days supply or something reserves from the oil reserves, while also cutting the Keystone pipeline. That should take care of the problem, right? What do you want from me? And I had to cut the Keystone pipeline, even though it would have provided affordable energy, because I just don't trust those Canadians. Honestly, can you believe not one person in that entire country has ever tried to bribe my son to achieve political gain? I mean, it's just not normal. I don't know. Maybe we can depend on Putin to give us more oil. Besides, the non-existent inflation is just transitory, meaning it's a transfer of wealth from the consumers to the government. Oops. Strike that last line, reporter. Strike that last line. Change it to, the non-existent inflation will only last a short time. That way, if the public does not believe the first lie, they may the second. The reporter replied, "Well played, boss. Contradicting yourself in the same sentence like that, it's genius. Now, how about getting me one of those $50 coffees and a $500 scone to go along with it? You know, as a fringe benefit for working for you." IR 2021-236, November 29, 2021, IRS YouTube video, security measures protect against tax-related identity theft. There's a link to that here. Washington, kicking off a special week, the Internal Revenue Service and the Security Summit partners. There's a link to the Security Summit here. Today, warn taxpayers and tax professionals to beware of dangerous combination of events that can increase their exposure to tax scams and identity theft. The combination of the holiday shopping season, the upcoming tax season, and the pandemic create additional opportunities for criminals to steal sensitive personal or finance information. People should take extra care while shopping online or viewing emails and texts. The IRS, state tax agencies, and the nation's tax industry working together as the Security Summit mark today's start of the 6th annual National Tax Security Awareness Week with tips on basic safeguards everyone should take. These can help protect against identity theft as well as safeguard sensitive tax information that criminals can use to try filing fake tax returns and obtaining refunds. So obviously we got the more refundable type of items that are involved. We got the advanced payments now. We got the child tax credit. We got the earned income credit. And now we got the stimulus payments and so on that are all tied to the tax return, which of course makes the information to file fraudulent tax returns increased. So you would think there's going to be a heightened increase in scammers across the board with relation to tax type of scams. And one of the scams would, of course, be to steal information to file fraudulent returns and try to get access to some of this money, especially the money that's on the low end, even if the tax liability was at zero. Quote, "Don't let it be the most wonderful time of year for identity thieves," end quote, said IRS Commissioner Chuck Reddick. Quote, "The approach of the holiday seasons and tax season increases risks for taxpayers and opportunities for criminals. We urge people to be extra careful with their personal and financial information during this period while shopping online or getting suspicious emails or text. Taking a few simple steps can keep people from becoming victims of identity theft and protect their sensitive personal information needed for tax returns and refunds," end quote. Since 2015, the IRS and the Security Summit partners have taken important steps to protect taxpayers and the nation's tax professionals from tax-related identity theft. They're kind of like the Justice League in that way. But in any case, back to the text. But progress in the area lead identity thieves to evolve their tactics, trying to obtain sensitive information from taxpayers and tax professionals to help prepare fraudulent tax returns. Taxpayers can help in this fight by protecting their financial and tax information. Summit partners continue to highlight safety steps in the quote the taxes.security.together end quote effort. As part of that effort, National Tax Security Awareness Week is designed to help share information with taxpayers and tax professionals during this critical period. The special week includes special information graphics and social media efforts on platforms including Twitter and Instagram through @IRS News and hashtag tax security. A special emphasis for this year on social media will focus tax security awareness on younger and older Americans. So obviously those people in the middle are the ones with the least exposure to the craziness that we now experience on a daily basis of massive information and massive spamming and people trying to take your information and whatnot all the time, right? Before, if you're older, you might not be quite as aware of that or have been quite as exposed to it just excessively. And then, of course, if you're younger, then you haven't had the quite exposure to it as well. And those then you would think would be the vulnerable areas for the scammers to try to scam. So even if someone doesn't file a tax return, their online interactions can lead to scam artists obtaining a sensitive information and using it to try obtaining a refund. 10 key steps to protect sensitive information. To help taxpayers and tax professionals, the Security Summit offers 10 basic steps everyone should remember during the holiday and as 2022 tax season approaches. Don't forget to use security software for computers, tablets, and mobile phones, and keep it updated. Protect electronic devices of family members, especially teens and younger children. Make sure antivirus software for computers has a feature to stop malware, and there is a firewall enabled that can prevent intrusions. Phishing scams like imposter emails, calls, and texts are the #1 way thieves steal personal data. Don't open links to attachments on suspicious emails. This year, fraud scams related to COVID-19, economic impact payments, and other tax law changes are common. Use strong and unique passwords for online accounts. Use a phrase or series of words that can be easily remembered, or use a password manager. Use multi-factor authentication whenever possible. Many email providers and social media sites offer this feature. It helps prevent thieves from easily hacking accounts. Shop at sites where the web address begins with, quote, HTTPS, end quote. Remember, you want the S at the end instead of HTTP. The S is for secure communications over the computer network. Also look for the, quote, padlock, end quote, icon in the browser window. Don't shop on unsecure public Wi-Fi places like a mall. Remember, thieves can eavesdrop, so you don't want to use the Wi-Fi at the mall, in essence, what they're saying. At home, secure home Wi-Fis with a password. With more home connected to the web, secure systems become more important, from wireless printers, wireless door locks, to wireless thermometers, right? So if everything's wireless, even when you're basically doing your stuff in your home, even the thermometer, and if you don't have the password, someone could hack in and turn up the heat on you and just boil you like in your own home. I don't know. I'm not sure if that's ever happened. But in any case, these can access points for identity thieves, backup files on computers and mobile phones. A cloud service or an external hard drive can be used to copy information from computers or phones, providing an important place to recover financial or tax data. Working from home, consider creating a virtual private network, the VPN, to securely connect your workplace. So the VPN, especially if you're working remotely and so on, could be a useful tool as well. Other common warning signs, additional places for information. The IRS and Summit partners continue to see identity thieves trying to look like government agencies and others in the tax community by emailing or texting about tax refunds, stimulus payments, or other items. Remember, the IRS will not call or send unexpected texts or emails about things like refunds. More information about these common scams is available at IRS Tax Tip, Common Tax Scams and Tips to help people avoid them. There's a link to that here. The IRS and Security Summit partners are sharing YouTube videos on security steps for taxpayers. The videos can be viewed or downloaded at Easy Steps to Protect Your Computer and Phone. There's a link to that here. And here's how to avoid IRS tax message scams. There's a link to that here. Employers also can share publication 4524, Security Awareness for Taxpayers. There's a link to that here with their employees and customers while tax professionals can share with clients. In addition, the summit partners remind people these security measures include mobile phones, an area that people sometimes can overlook. Thieves have become more adept at compromising mobile phones. Phone users also are more prone to open a scam email from the phone than their computer. Taxpayers can check out security recommendations for their specific mobile phone by reviewing the Federal Communications Commission's Smartphone Security Checker. There's a link to that here. Since phones are used for shopping and even for doing taxes, remember to make sure phones and tablets are just as secure as computers. During the pandemic, there continue to be numerous scams related to COVID-19. These can be attempts to gain sensitive personal or financial information. The Federal Trade Commission also has issued alerts. There's a link to those alerts here. Consumers can keep atop the latest scam information and report COVID-related scams. The IRS, state tax agencies, the private sector tax industry, including tax professionals, work in partnership as the Security Summit to help protect taxpayers from identity theft and refund fraud. This is the first in a week-long series of tips to raise awareness about identity theft, and see irs.gov/security summit for more details. There's a link to that here. There'll be a link to this in the description.